hang around town pretty late. I spent the week thinking about our next day. It was easier then, so much easier then. Or like that time I picked you up outside of school. You said, screw my dad, I make my own rules. It was easier then, so much easier then. Take me back to those easy summer days when we stopped at nothing, baby. Yeah, we stopped at nothing, baby. They couldn't take us, they couldn't change us, they couldn't catch us if they tried. Now we didn't care at all about winter or spring.
Hey guys, welcome to 2022. I hope more than anything that you had a wonderful new year, a Merry Christmas, and you are ready to jumpstart the year. I know that January can be a little bit depressing, or at least for me, because you take down all of your Christmas decorations. You are, full of cheese and food and desserts and everything you ate over the holidays. And there's not much to look forward to in January as far as like holidays or time off. But as I say, January is a big month to refresh and jumpstart and kind of start with this clean slate and, accomplish all of the things that you want to accomplish. As far as goals, I talked about goals so much in several of my other previous videos. So I'm going to obviously talk a little bit about goals and hopefully have you guys participate along in it as well. So this video was recorded right after Christmas, but I am doing the voiceover right before it's posted. So even if it seems a little bit later compared to all the other videos, the point of it is that it is still a complete disaster and it is still going to be motivational to both watch and listen to. So the key things that I focus on in this video are the kitchen, getting all of the dishes cleaned, getting everything on the kitchen counters cleaned up, and then, cleaning up some of, the sink and the stove and everything that we cooked on for the last 2 days. I'm hoping to get that picked up, as well as the complete disaster in the living room. I picked up, I want to say 2 times on Christmas Day, and then by the end of Christmas, the next day I was just like, I'm just going to leave it and pick it up later. I'm tired of cleaning up. So we're going to pick up the living room. I'm going to go in the bedroom, get the bedroom picked up. And then, with kids, I have 2 kids, a 4-year-old daughter and a 2.5-year-old daughter, and there is toys everywhere. So I plan to head upstairs. We'll pick up all of the toys in the living room, head upstairs and try to do a little bit of a declutter and organize in the playroom with all of the new toys that they got. So before I can even start taking down Christmas decorations, I have to get the house in order. So that is my husband, Chris. He's going to be helping me a little bit get everything picked up. We had company over the last 2 days and, we hosted Christmas Eve and we hosted Christmas Day. So our house is just total wreck. But regardless of Christmas or not, it's just another Sunday cleaning day for us. But this time I'm just getting some help. If you're new here, welcome. I'd love to have you stick around by subscribing to my channel. I promise I deliver the best content that I absolutely can on a weekly basis. I put my heart and soul into it to try and provide you guys with not only cleaning motivation, but inspirational motivation to help you overall as a person. I've already mentioned before, I have 2 toddler girls, Sailor, who is 4, Savannah, who is 2.5. And I think my theme for my whole channel is just chaos, right? So there's just always chaos. There's always a mess to clean. And, more times than not, it's probably a disaster. But I do the best that I can, and that's all I encourage you to do as well. So let's go ahead and get this space picked up.
Every night I'm going on the grid, texting back, I want you, hit you up, I'm on the other side, I miss you. Take you off, I came in way too strong, cannot keep it low key. Got me drugged, your pheromones hit the roof, bottle your taste. It's really a bad reception out there, where you heading? Why ain't gravity pulling you in closer to me? I've lost you.
So Chris is going to help me in the kitchen. He is doing some of the dishes while I am trying to clean up like the countertops and stuff. I don't like doing dishes. It's not my favorite chore or thing to clean. So I put him on the dishes and I was like, I'll just pick up the general kitchen area. I think our plan was that we were supposed to clean the whole inside, or at least the downstairs of the house together. And I think after we finished the kitchen area, then he like mysteriously went to clean like the garage, I guess. And I ended up just, finishing the rest of it. But leave me a comment down below. Do your spouses typically help you with a majority of the housework? Like, do y'all share it 50-50? Or do you do majority of it and then they help every once in a while? Or do you do like 100% of it and they typically don't help at all? Maybe they have different tasks that they do. Leave me a comment and let me know below. I actually received a question about this a long time ago, asking if my husband helps a lot, or like, do I typically do majority of it? I typically do majority of it. I have mentioned before that I'm not like obsessed with cleaning. I don't can't wait to go home and clean my house or anything like that. I find it as a chore, but I just try and find, ways to make it a little bit more enjoyable, because that's just something I have to do. But typically I've always done most of the cleaning inside, and Chris is very much an outdoor person. Like, he will mow our yard, no joke, like every other day, because that's how much he loves doing it. And I'm like, our yard doesn't need to be mowed, the dishes need to be done. So come in here and help me do dishes, opposed to like doing everything outside. And I'm just going to be completely honest that for a while there, we used to fight a lot about cleaning tasks. Now, I'm not going to come on here and say that either of us are perfect, but the way that I felt at the time was that I just did majority of everything, and I, needed help and wanted help. I think there was times I probably didn't communicate that as well, but I had mentioned that like after I had Savannah, then I ended up getting some help. We got a maid and she was great, and everything, she did a lot of the deep cleaning. Obviously the day-to-day tasks, like I was still cleaning constantly, but it was a big help. And then, after the pandemic and everything happened, then is when I actually just started saying, I'm going to have to go back to doing all the cleaning. Savannah was a little bit older by then, and I decided to, create my channel and kind of create a different mindset around cleaning. So it's funny that I clean a lot more now, and my expectations have lowered a lot, meaning I don't expect the house to be clean all the time, and I'm totally fine with that, even though I clean it up a lot more now. And I'm better at communicating about it, and our dynamic is a lot different now. But feel free to leave me a comment down below letting me know what works best in your household.
Isn't this the good life? Sitting on the front porch, sipping on the rocks. Citrus in our beverages. Citrus in our beverages. Show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covering our faces. You know it is all lies. You know it is all lies. On and on it goes. Round and round the rodeo. Breathing out air for a minute. Taking my time to begin with. On and on it goes. Swinging down in life,
The corners of our sinks typically get all types of gunk and stuff in them. So typically I use a couple different products. I've used the Jaws kitchen cleaner. I use the pink stuff a lot. And then this time I'm just going to use Dawn dish soap. Someone recommended to me last time just putting the racks in the dishwasher, and I don't know why I ever thought about that. And whenever Chris was helping me, he's like, why don't we just put them in the dishwasher? And I'm like, one of my subscribers recommended that to me, and I don't know why I've never even thought about that. So this time I'm just going to use the Dawn dish soap. I used that power spray. I forget what it's called, the Power Shot spray or whatever. And they have like these refill bottles that you can buy. When I very first tried this, I did not like the fresh scent. And then all of you guys recommended the apple scent to me, and I liked the apple scent a lot better. And then we ran out, and then Chris just filled it with regular Dawn soap that we had in the cabinet, and then put like a little bit of Dawn soap and then filled the rest with water, and it sprays completely fine. So instead of just buying the refill bottle, we just literally put some Dawn soap and water in there, and that's what I'm using here. And I think that this does clean it very well.
Put your rose-colored glasses on. What if we stay right here? Make everything disappear. Lay low in the beach's sun. Put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah. Put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Isn't this a good life? Sitting on the front porch, sipping on the rocks. Citrus in our beverages. Citrus in our beverages. Show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covering her faces. You know it is all lies. You know it is all lies. Hey, would you rather stay right here? Make everything disappear. You play my favorite song. Put your rose-colored glasses on. What if we stay right here? Make everything disappear. Lay low in the beach's sun. Put your rose-colored glasses on.
So we have a ton of trash already over there in the corner that needs to be taken out. Like I said the day before, I cleaned up so much. I didn't film it or anything because it was just Christmas Day and we had a ton of people over. But throughout the day, I kind of put all of the girls' toys in a corner, and they keep coming and opening up a new set of toys. And we are at the Barbie stage right now. And oh my gosh, what is Barbie thinking with all of the accessories? Like, there is so many little accessories that come into each pack, and I'm like, what have I gotten myself into? So that clear tray over there that I'm putting all of the stuff in is a little like organizer tray that I got from IKEA. I actually bought it a long time ago, meant to put it in one of the drawers, but I decided to use it for little toys. So I do not plan on keeping up with organizing Barbie accessories or any of the really small accessory toys. So my plan is just to dump anything that was an accessory into that tray, and then as Sailor's mainly the one that plays with it, as she goes and changes the shoes and does whatever, then she can just open that little box up, and then that's where all of the stuff stays. They also got this Barbie, this Barbie closet that has so much stuff. And then like this Barbie storage house. So you can like unzip it and it creates like a thing for them to play with. So it's right there. But it also is like a Barbie storage. So that's where I plan on keeping all of the Barbies. And then all the accessories are going to go into that little bin. And that is as best as I'm going to be able to organize those toys. So with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, to me, it is just not worth it to go extreme organized. I know that it would like look so much cooler on video if I had all the shoes in one little bin and all the colors, matched up and everything. With their play kitchen, I think last year I did that. I bought these little bins for the play kitchen, and I tried to like do the home edit, the whole color coding in the rainbow, and then I tried to organize all the spoons in one little bin. And at the time, the girls were 1 and 3, and I was like, this is way too much to maintain. Like, I can't expect them to put everything back in the exact spot that it's supposed to be in as like a 1-year-old. So, I figured I'm just going to have everything kind of in one place. And then from there, it doesn't have to be super organized. And that's just for my sanity. And hopefully the Barbie stage doesn't last very long.
Club will go all night. I see you in the back, the mood is right. If I just had your number, I would let you know how I want this night to end. Yeah, about time we stop pretending. Come home with me.
So the vacuum that I'm using is the cordless Tinco. I also have a Dyson V7, I believe. So it's an older model, but the battery ran out. So that is my second Dyson where the battery charge just stopped working. On my old Dyson, I ordered like another battery on Amazon and it worked for a lot longer. And then this one, the battery ran out. I have had it for a couple of years, and I do like both. So I like this one because the Tinco one, I like the light because you can actually see the dirt that you're picking up with it. I think that's a really cool feature that it has. It's a little bit more affordable, and you can also adjust like the suction on it. You can do I typically have to use max vacuum, I feel like, whenever I use the vacuum. So that's the only cordless vacuum I have right now that works. And if you're not familiar with like cordless vacuums, they're great because you don't have to sweep everything up. I think they're good on rugs and like hardwood floors, or just hard like tile and stuff like that. For like if you want a lot of suction, then for me personally, I prefer the plug-in vacuums. I think that they just have a lot more power, especially on like carpeted areas. So for upstairs, a lot of the times you'll see me use my Shark vacuum, which is like a really old plug-in vacuum. And then downstairs, I typically only use my cordless vacuums. But we are moving on into our bedroom. The first thing that I'm doing is making the bed because I have so much laundry to do. Now, I will admit I am bad about making my bed every morning. So do you guys make your bed every morning? Are you really good about that? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. For me, I am really bad about making the bed every day, but for some reason, I like to make the bed before I do laundry because then I have like a clean area to fold clothes.
You held me back when I tried to move on from your life. So you stole my life with clarity. So hold me back, now you're here. Cause I'm mad, show no fear. Wanna let you know just how it felt. Oh no, don't you think we could? There's no way we could be. No, oh no, I know the way you look at me, I know it too well. Now I'm bulletproof, you might find you're gone, but I'm flying high. I'm bulletproof, don't let me touch the ground. You can never bring me down. You can never bring me down. Can never bring me down. Cause I'm bulletproof. Yeah, I'm bulletproof. We've been up, we've been down, trying to figure things out. End up losing myself in it. But I'm done being dumb. Gotta end it all now. I won't ever turn it round again. Oh no.
So as I'm getting ready to do the laundry, I noticed that the inside of the washing machine seal is already getting pretty bad. It gets full of dog hair because just dog hair just gets everywhere. If you have a dog that sheds, then you probably understand that a little bit. I don't clean the inside of this good enough or often enough. So if you've seen some of my deep clean videos, that's typically when I do it. But since I had like the wipes right there, I was like, let me just go ahead and get this up because I can see it now. On my daughter's dress, they were outside, and that is like silly string, and it squirted all over the dress, and it kind of hardened because I waited a day before I got it out. So before I'm actually cleaning, or before I put it in the washing machine, I just decided to get some soap and try and rinse it out. That way it doesn't ruin that little dress.
Now I'm bulletproof, you might find you're gone, but I'm flying high. I'm bulletproof, don't let me touch the ground. You can never bring me down. You can never bring me down. Can never bring me down. Cause I'm bulletproof. Yeah, I'm bulletproof. Cause I'm bulletproof.
So as I finish up for this day and as I finish up all the laundry, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about your New Year's goals. So did you know that 70% of people actually do not write down their goals? And I was guilty of this for a long time, but the purpose of writing out your goals is so that you can actually visualize it. It makes it come to life. I'm in the middle of reading this book called The Secret, and it talks about the main secret of why people accomplish things that they accomplish is because of the law of attraction. They actually visualize out what they want. They attract it in their life. They believe that it's theirs, and they make it happen for themselves. I think the best way to start this is actually writing it out. Now, I started goal setting on a weekly basis last year, and I never really had year-end goals, but this year I have categorized my goals into 3 categories and then also have some house goals that I want to accomplish. So I actually want you to get a pen and notepad or get your phone in your notes. And if you can, write these down with me. So the first category of goals that I set for myself is business goals. So before I get started with business goals, I have all of the toys in the living room and all of the toys on the stairs, and day 2 is where I'm actually going to start going through and decluttering all these toys. So as I bring everything upstairs and kind of go through this, let's go back to talking about our goals. So step 1 is business goals. So whether you are wanting to start a business in 2022, whether you want to start like a side gig, which is when I started YouTube as a side, it's kind of my side gig, or you want to expand in the business that you have now or in your career or in your job, then write down 3 very specific goals that you want to accomplish. Write down maybe it's a set number you want to make throughout the year. From these bigger goals is where whenever you do weekly goals or monthly goals, that's when you break them down even further. So next is writing down your personal goals. So personal goals for me is one big thing that I did this year was for my birthday and the last week of the year is I got a massage and then I got a facial, and I decided that this is something that I need to be doing for myself every single year. I always hesitated on spending money on myself, especially for like a service like that. And one thing that I'm going to work a lot on this year for me is health. So not just like eating healthy and stuff like that. It's more so like I need relaxation and I need like stress relief. So for me, that was one of my bigger goals. Also, lots of self-development. So reading at least 1 to 2 books per month. I use Audible to listen to all of my books. So continue with that goal. I want to become more generous as far as like financially giving more back and doing things like that. So these personal goals can be anything that you want to accomplish. Those were just some of my examples. Next, after your business goals and your personal goals, I want you to write down family goals. A lot of times when we're like so stuck in one thing, then like some of the other things kind of fall through the cracks. So for family goals, Chris and I never do date night anymore. It's like hardly ever. So, just doing date night once a month to get my kids in more extracurricular activities, to try and really cook dinner more. Now we'll get to organizing goals here in a minute after you saw that huge pile get dumped out. But also take vacations. I'm big on vacations, and that is what I work extra for. That's what I budget for. That's our time away from our house and away from work. So that's just one of my personal family goals. So I want you to write down specific family goals. If you want to go on vacation, write down where you want to go. What month do you want to go in? Writing it down, visually seeing it really helps make it happen. Now, the extra one that I put down on my goal list was house goals. Like, what do I want to accomplish within my house? And there's 3 main areas that I want to get done, and that is our closet. So I really want to redo, declutter, and even try and customize a closet that fits better with our needs, opposed to just like having everything just everywhere. The next thing is my office. My office I do not use. I use the dining room as my office because my office is so cluttered. But I hope to finish that project out sometime this year. And then, work on the girls' rooms a little bit more. So if you are open to it, write down some of your goals down below. That way we can all kind of encourage each other to jumpstart this year and get some of those things accomplished.
This is the part where I go and
you wet in the rain. I know the things that I've done isn't really what you call great. This is the part where you cry, 'cause you won't see me again. And all the things that I've done isn't really what you call great. I can't breathe, I can't hear.
So all of these toys that you're seeing are pretty much new. This is a big, ginormous Barbie castle type thing that my parents got the girls for Christmas. And then we got a lot of Barbie accessories. And like I already said before, just so much Barbie stuff. So I am going through everything in the brown bags. I'm actually going to go ahead and donate and declutter. And then I have trash bags. So if anything is broken or I can't find the pieces to it, then I'm also going to throw some of that stuff away. So I have the big Barbie house kind of over towards the window. And now, since those are going to be the main toys that the girls play with, then again, I'm going through all the accessories and stuff like that and trying to organize some of that stuff. I did receive a question from a subscriber, I think about a week or so ago, and they asked if they had, or if I had any suggestions on organizing bins or baskets or organizing gear if they are in a really small space and on a budget. So my favorite budget organizing stuff is going to be stuff from IKEA. If you notice the little rack in the back with all of their toys in it, it kind of folds out and there's little baskets in it. I got that from IKEA for, I want to say it was around $50 or so, but I typically use those drawers and I switch out some of the dolls and jewelry and stuff like that. If you want something more like bookshelfy things like what I'm actually working in there, then that is from Target. And I know that was, I want to say like $50 or $60 as well. And they have bigger ones, and IKEA has massive ones that are pretty affordable, especially depending on how many cubby holes you want. I used to have bins in there or baskets in there where you couldn't see what was in there. So but what happened was the girls just started throwing random toys in there, and then it would just become a bottomless pit and you couldn't really see what the toys were. So that is later on when I swapped them out into those clear bins. Those clear bins you can pretty much find anywhere. All of the ones I have are from Target because I need ones that latch. I do not like the ones that don't latch. I don't think IKEA has ones that latch. I know that I have bought some from there. I think and they're only like $1 or maybe $2 or so, but because they don't have the latch, I don't like them because I don't know. I just feel like it's more secure when there's a latch on there. So typically all of those are either from Target or Walmart, and they're pretty affordable. Now, I don't have a lot of stuff from Dollar Tree. So a lot of people recommend Dollar Tree. I have not been super successful in finding really sturdy bins that I like, that are clear, that are like the aesthetic that I'm going for from Dollar Tree. But I also haven't been there a lot. And I'm sure there's some Dollar Trees around here, but nothing against Dollar Tree. I think that's a good place to look if you can find good stuff. I just personally haven't found or looked enough and found like the exact things that I'm looking for. So that is the basket thing that I'm talking about. That is from IKEA. And another option that I get, like maybe some bigger baskets, is from Home Goods. But I've seen some at like if you go to like TJ Maxx or Marshall's, you can find things similar to that as well. So that organizing basket that is right there that I keep talking about, I know that there's a similar one, or there used to be a similar one at the Container Store. And this one from IKEA is a lot cheaper. IKEA does have a ton of good organizing stuff that is budget friendly and is always kind of my first go-to to look around at organizing products before looking elsewhere. And the only other organizing type thing that I have in the room is the art cart, which you can get those carts anywhere. I have one in my bedroom that has 4 tiers on it, and that one was from Amazon. The white one that I have there that has 3 trays on it is also from IKEA. I want to say it was $29.99, and this is basically what I use to do all the artwork. Both of those white baskets, I really like the quality of them. Those were both also from IKEA. I want to say for a couple dollars. I have matching ones in my pantry that are a lot bigger that I store like the bread and stuff in as well. So again, I am kind of a big fan of IKEA. I think that for the most part, the quality is decent, and I haven't really had too much trouble with it.
Don't you wanna have some fun? Just make it go away. Can't take another day. Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like that. It hurts, so giving something worse to pass the time. Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart. It needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun?
The last thing that I'm going to go ahead and do in this playroom is vacuum. I know I said I typically use my Shark vacuum upstairs, and I really do. I promise I do. I guess I just didn't want to pull it out. So this time I am using the Tenco cordless vacuum on the upstairs.
My past life, having dreams in a dream, I wonder why I carried on with the things that made you lose your mind. There's no way I can.
Since I did just do a ton of laundry, then the last thing I'm doing is going through clothes. I also got the girls some more winter clothes for Christmas. So I'm going through some of the clothes. I'm going to hang up some stuff and kind of go through it a little bit.
Why won't you follow me home? I know I can't make you mine. Yes, I ran out of time. There's no hope for me.
I think it's been a while since I've talked about organizing bins. So in their dressers, I decided to do, I think my very first big project of last year, or maybe it was at the end of 2020, was I organized all of the clothes in both of my daughter's rooms by getting these drawer organizer containers, those bins, kind of like what you see there. And then I really started using KonMari method to fold all of their clothes. So I've been doing that for over a year, and it is game changer if you don't already use that method. I was kind of late to the KonMari game until I just took the leap of faith and was like, I'm going to keep it up and I'm going to organize it and keep it organized. So I've been very good about keeping up with their clothes, as well as trying to keep up with my clothes. So all of those organizing bins in the dresser are from either IKEA or Amazon. But I am going to finish up here, so please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.